Imagine walking into a royal banquet hall. Golden torches flicker against cold stone walls, the air heavy with roasted meat, spiced wine, and something else, something metallic, sharp, like the smell of fresh blood. This was not just any feast. This was the banquet of Vlad Dracula, the Prince of Wallachia, better known to history as Vlad the Impaler. In the year 1460s, nobles, ambassadors, and foreign guests were summoned to dine with the prince. To be invited by Vlad was both an honor and a risk. People whispered that he was unpredictable, that he ruled not only through power, but through fear so deep it could freeze your bones. And they would see why. At the long wooden table, the guests sat nervously. Silver goblets were raised, platters of roasted game and bread were passed around. Vlad himself sat at the head of the table, his piercing eyes studying every movement, every tremble of his guests' hands. He smiled, calm and controlled. Then, with a wave of his hand, he gave the signal for the great doors to open. Servants dragged in rows of prisoners, thieves, political rivals, enemies captured in war. But they were not there to beg for mercy. No, they were there for a performance. Outside, through the banquet windows, sharp wooden stakes were raised into the night sky like a grotesque forest. One by one, the prisoners were marched outside and impaled alive, long wooden poles piercing through their bodies, lifted high until their screams echo across the fields. The nobles inside would turn pale, some would clutch their cups tighter. A guest begins to gag. But Vlad? Vlad simply raised his wine and ate. The guests soon realized the truth. The entire banquet was not about food or hospitality. It was a lesson. A demonstration of power so merciless, so theatrical, that no one in Wallachia would dare defy him again. And so as the feast continued, the screams outside blended with the clinking of goblets. The smell of roasted meat mixed with the stench of death. To Vlad the Impaler, this was not cruelty. It was order. When the banquet ended, the nobles left shaken, pale, and forever changed. They whispered the tale wherever they went, spreading Vlad's legend across Europe, and centuries later, that legend inspired something darker still, the myth of Count Dracula. So next time you hear about Dracula's thirst for blood, remember it wasn't just a story. Once, in a candlelit hall of Wallachia, the real Vlad Dracula raised a cup of wine, while outside, an entire forest of the dead swayed beneath the moonlight. Like and subscribe for more such content.